Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Yeah, hello, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah, excited. We got Due South, one of the best breweries, without a doubt, in South Florida. Coming in here in just a couple minutes.
And we're not just saying that because they're here.
No, honestly, I got the shirt on, and it's all in my beer fridge at home, so... in fact, you talk Jay-Bird about, you got to have, certain foods sometimes. You get a little anxious. I'm kind of that way with beer. If I'm, going home, I ought to Due South.
I get that. Yeah, I get that way with soda. If I am, 1.5 liters down, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you get a little bit of anxiety. You're like, oh, my gosh.
Big time.
Got to do something about this. I'm that way with Due South. So it'll be nice to have Doug in here in just a few. We're going to get to that. Got a couple of emails as well to check out here. One from Jen. She said that I was at a donut shop in Dallas, and I saw these donuts, and I could not help but resist singing Tiny Butthole.
Those are the butthole donuts.
Those are the butthole donuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's the butthole donuts.
Yeah, if you notice, there are a lot of donuts that look like buttholes. Up there, that one right there, that looks like a very puckered starfish.
Absolutely the butthole donut. It's also known as the French cruller. That seems like a lazy French cruller.
I agree with you. Yeah, and I like a lot more frosting on my butthole donut.
That butthole has been through a little bit. It's
worn out. It's a little loose.
Little loose O-rings on that one.
Yeah, you might have some loose stools.
I like my donuts a little tighter.
Look at that butthole right there.
You need to get a little drawstring action.
Yeah.
Tighten that thing up.
I have to not wonder that, and I worry that. As you get older, a lot of things do become droopier. Does your sphincter as well?
I think it does.
Or does it always stay baby-born tight?
I think it's going to be genetics. So let's call your dad and ask him how his asshole is.
Hey, Dad, how's your hole?
I will ask
Family.
I'll ask my dad today.
Will you?
I'll say, Dad, do you have a tight butthole? Did it expand as you got older?
Yeah. Do you ever lose a poo? Does that ever happen?
I don't know if you guys want to hear that audio.
I do.
All right.
I want to know.
Well, yeah, I think I need to know.
If this is going to happen, I got to prepare myself.
Is there a way we could play that on the regular show, or does it have to be podcast only?
Is that why old people wear Depends?
I think.
Is it for pee and poo?
I think it's for control issues on that. I think
Well, butt control.
Mm-hmm. I really will want to know. I mean, is that why you see people wearing adult diapers? Because it's just you lose the sphincter control, and it's just bleh.
By looking,
it just looks like a worn out balloon.
Because that's no fun for anybody.
No.
Yeah, as an outsider looking in, it looks like my dad would have a tight butthole, but I'm gonna ask him today. I'll get you the answers you desire.
Will you provide photographic evidence?
That now you're just getting too over the top.
All right.
I remember that one time we were talking about name the butthole.
We really thought about doing a bit where we would take pictures of all of our buttholes, and you had to match the butthole with the show
That
number.
idea lived about 15 seconds, and we're like, we can't do that shit.
I think that was right after we came up with the idea to pee in our own faces.
Yeah, we unfortunately did do that.
That one got greenlit.
Gosh. Have you ever done anything you're ashamed of at work? Yeah.
Can't say no on that lie detector test.
Oh, no.
You can't say no every week.
No.
We do something about once a week that I'm like, oh.
But out of all of them, what's the one bit? Did you really piss in your face, Jay-Bird? Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
They pissed in their faces, and then somebody went to laugh or talk and actually pissed in their own mouth.
And that person, their name rhymes with Devin.
Didn't expect it to work. I was surprised.
I was surprised, too, that your wife was there. I'm like,
you didn't think you had that much action still in the hose?
No, I didn't think I ever had that kind of action in the hose.
Well,
it has nothing to
you've
do
never
with age.
turned the hose on yourself.
Never have. No, you're right. Just kind of crazy, and boy, it really can go. It was really amazing.
If your parents asked you about that, what do you say? Kevin, I've heard a rumor about...
Jason's lying.
I wouldn't lie to my parents. I'd be like going, yeah, I pissed in my own face.
Kevin, what are you doing with your life?
It's a great question.
They've asked him that over less bits.
Yeah, they can't be totally surprised. I mean, it's like they watched me grow up, so...
Well, it was really about science. It wasn't like these three guys just getting together because we have a pee fetish.
Yeah.
We were trying to prove a point.
It wasn't meant to be kinky. It was just meant to really educate.
Could a guy pee pee far enough to reach his face? What was the experiment?
Yeah, can you pee in your own face?
Okay.
When you turn your nozzle upward, will it still have that trajectory?
Nozzle.
It's just kind of crazy. I'm all startled by it. So,
You know what, though? With all that said, it's actually a very fun afternoon.
had a good time. Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to South Florida Fair. I remember it was a beautiful day. The weather was amazing. Had a couple beers. That's why I think it really went,
I wasn't there.
We came back from the fair. Did that in your backyard?
I thought so.
Oh, man, I can't remember. What was I drinking at the fair?
Get away from you. Here's a good little piece of advice. They say you should throw away your underwear every year or they'll become a health risk.
I kind of see that.
Really?
They
Think
say,
about-
yeah, even though you're washing them, old underwear can still develop a buildup of bacteria like E. coli, which can lead to infections.
Well, I mean, if you're taking your panties to Browntown, yeah, but I don't have any shit in my drawers.
You think?
yeah.
Where's that light at?
I don't think I do.
You might be surprised.
I think everyone's probably got a little bit, right? Just because just the law of averages.
I mean,
You're trying to tell me
I
right
think,
now.
okay, you're talking about microscopic,
Yes.
where you can't even see it.
You're trying to tell me your butthole is that good. That you got nothing.
No, I'm sure when I've purred, that a little bit of actions come out. Microscopic action.
And what was that stat you had? Every human at the average farts how many per
I think
day?
it's 14.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That seem right to you?
That seems low.
There's 3.
I mean, we've got a beer bit coming up. After a beer bit?
It's on average. Keep in mind, and there are days where, you're like
Yeah.
farting every 3 minutes. But, the average person just on a normal day, you should, knock out about 14 of them.
Because there are people that have, I don't think any of us suffer from it, but there are people that have a legit fart problem. And they don't want it. They're not proud of it. They are constantly holding their farts in. It's no way to live.
There were, when we were talking about that today, that dude we were talking to with that chick that farted on the first date, there were, the one that stood out to me, one woman texted in, she said, 23 years I've been married to my husband. I've never farted in front of him one time.
Can't be healthy. Can't be good for you.
I mean, she just isn't a big farter, first off. Because if
You
if
wouldn't think, yeah.
You probably don't fart a lot.
But didn't you say you don't fart? Like you've never farted in front of Panda, so you're kind of in the same.
Accidentally.
That's different.
I mean, accidentally, I have a couple of times.
And he's heard him.
Oh, yeah. And he definitely points them out to me and the children. Mommy farted.
Just a love puff.
Send me
Rocco farts like a full-grown man. It
Does
is
he?
so funny. You can hear Rocco fart from across the house.
Does he like farts? Does he find them funny?
Oh, loves farts.
See, that's why when people say, "Oh, farts aren't funny," and it's a learned behavior, I've seen so many little babies fart and then instantly start laughing, and they don't know what's going on.
Farts are funny.
Yeah, they are.
I would say 85% of the world thinks farts are. They're not like, oh my gosh, you're talking about farts. Wouldn't you say there's 15% probably prudes that it comes to the farting?
100% of my friends love farts. But if you're talking about people in the world, I'd say probably 30% find them, that's not funny and it's grotesque.
All right,
Yeah.
that's good numbers.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. Totally unscientific.
Yeah, this show is only accurate about 30% of the time, though.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you like have to be a person that farts. Oh yeah, and love it. What I'm saying is, if someone farts, you're not mad or offended. Didn't you tell me a story one time? You were with somebody and she made you leave the room because of your farts.
Yeah, a chick I used to be with. Yeah, she did not find farts funny. Thought they were gross. Thought they were rude. Thought they meant a lack of consideration for the person you're with. And
Yeah, this girl, this never would have
couldn't
worked.
fart in bed. I'd have to. I remember one time literally getting out of bed and walking outside because I had to go fart. And I'm like, all right.
What kind of life am I leading right now?
Yeah,
You don't wanna
I think that was
hide.
one of those moments where I was just like, if there's ever a sign.
This may not work out.
Yeah, so I went the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I mean,
but,
she will butt trumpet you in a heartbeat.
That's so fascinating to me that the one girl, she's like, no, get out. I'm sorry. No.
She was dead serious,
She was
yeah.
legit mad at you.
and I'd have to go through like seriously an upset person for a while.
She's just, I mean, maybe she never farted. Do some people just not
Yes,
fart?
there are some families that raise their kids. I mean, it's like going to the bathroom. You do it. We don't say the word fart. We don't laugh at it. We don't make a thing out of it. I've known people like that, and
They also don't smile.
Oh, they're not. They're not fun.
They're not happy.
Yeah, it's a different kind of thing. So some people are much more serious in life.
Yeah.
And that was just it. And her family was the same way. So, it was just trickled down.
Very, very interesting. That would be part of the question I would ask if I ever get that one-on-one 60 minutes type interview I want to do with you. I'd delve into I've been wanting to interview you forever.
Oh, you have, huh?
Oh yeah, I always talk about that.
Like what would you?
Just I want to see what's going on with the man behind the mic. Let's really delve in with the hard-hitting questions of one Kevin
I
Ralston.
thought we'd already kind of gone through everything. I don't think there's anything left.
I feel like I know everything.
Yeah, anything that's left you don't want to know. Yeah,
I think that's what I want to know.
Whatever's left ain't coming out.
yeah, it ain't and shouldn't.
It's in for a reason.
Got an email from Melissa. She said, "Hey, just want to get your thoughts on this. Weddings are so expensive, and I've been wanting to keep the cost low, but I can't find a venue in all of South Florida that can keep the cost under 10 grand. Still want to do something nice without breaking the bank. Does anybody have any recommendations on how to keep the cost down?"
I mean, yeah, if you're going to venues, you're not going to get out for less than 10 grand because you're paying the facility, you're paying the caterer, you're paying all that.
Yeah.
You got to think non-traditional. You got to think, okay, who's the fanciest person you know? Who's got the sweetest house? And maybe ask them if you could host it on their back lawn and put up a tent and some tables and chairs and maybe go, more grassroots with it. Anytime you go to a venue, a church, even like these halls, they're expensive.
Yeah, the Moose Lodge.
Oh, I love the Moose Lodge.
Moose might be a little bit less.
Okay.
Oh, Moose Lodge is so much fun, man.
Yeah.
You make instant friends for life at the Moose Lodge.
Don't try to go to a hotel for less than 20 grand. It ain't happening.
Well, that's what they do. I mean, this is a destination for people. I mean, people from all over the world, come here to get married. And so, yeah, they can, hold out those prices. But, yeah, I mean, we've always talked. I've seen people do that quick where they pop out of a limo and they get married on the beach and you pop back in. I mean, they cost
You're
them
right.
nothing.
A beach wedding, a restaurant wedding. If you could find a restaurant that would maybe rent you out their back deck.
Take advantage of that. There are a lot of beautiful places. Just, start looking at those little beautiful places you can access for free and just realize you're not going to have, all these kind of like chairs and all this ornate stuff set up. Can't really do it in a public place like that, but you'll save the money.
You can rent chairs, though. I mean, if you could find like a park.
Are you allowed putting them up, though, at certain places? I think maybe the one beach thing I did see, they did have chairs up.
Yeah, if you do it on the up and up and you actually have your little permit for your time and your space, then you can do whatever you want. You can put chairs, you can put up a little like a gazebo kind of thing, an arch to get married under.
Yeah.
Just think non-traditional. You got to go outside the box.
If you want to do it cheap, yeah. It'll be memorable, too. Hey, why not? Go have some fun with it. Are you guys ready to have some beer?
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. We'll welcome Doug in here.
Gotta throw this idea out, too.
Due South.
Music and beer always goes good if you guys want to sing a fucking song.
Okay.
I love
Yeah,
it.
right.
Get
So
a
we
little-
do cocktails and karaoke. By the way, Friday, going to be at Blue Martini, Fort Lauderdale.
Woohoo.
There you go.
What's up, brother?
Good morning.
How are you?
He's getting his beer ready, man. He's getting a beer.
Morning.
Got a lot of hard-hitting questions over here for
All
you.
right, I will get some beer ready for y'all.
Yeah.
First hard-hitting question. How much beer do you have?
He doesn't
I
even
have an
ask.
entire backpack full.
He doesn't even
Oh,
ask the name.
I
of
was
the
just talking
guy.
about that. Jaybird, here you go. That's a Cat 5, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's the beer I was telling you about that is in my fridge. That's just over 8%.
Whoa.
And I was saying that is a beer for you. I typically go a little bit lower. Now, I almost cracked the Cat 5 yesterday because I'm like, well, I just wanted one beer. I'm like, okay, this would be the time to have the Cat 5.
Be alive and ride the 5. Come on.
Yeah, I definitely want to try because honestly, I haven't had the Cat 5 yet.
This is Cat 3, category 3.
Oh, it is a Cat 3.
Unfortunately.
Oh, wait, is that an 8%?
No, this is 6.1.
Oh, okay, then I do have Cat 5. Is that is that green too in the Cat 5?
The Cat 5 is going to be blue. So
Damn, you
blue,
are-
green.
It's
close.
You probably have it.
Yeah, okay.
Blue, green. I don't see you noticing the difference.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. No, I remember I looked at it. I thought it was Cat 5, and I looked. Is the Cat 5 like 8 point something?
8.5, yeah.
Yeah,
so
8.5.
you would
Okay,
really
so I do have
like
Cat
it.
5.
Yeah.
That's
Right
a
up your alley.
big, that's a big girl beer.
I've had it before. I love it.
I do have an 8.5%er as well.
Oh.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one we're gonna. Now, which ones are you gonna have at the beer fest on Saturday?
So I brought everything that we're going to have at the beer fest on Saturday.
Cool. Okay.
So our Category 3 IPA, our best-selling IPA, a new wintry type one. I know it doesn't really get wintry and cold down in South Florida, but ginger snap. So if you like
Ooh.
ginger,
Love ginger.
brewed with fresh ginger, so it's pretty rad. And then everyone's favorite, the Mexican standoff. So this is a porter, imperial porter with chocolate, cinnamon, vanilla, and habanero peppers.
Yeah.
So a little kick to it.
A little bit of a spicy
My
finish.
favorite.
That's exciting.
Here.
What they're doing there.
I'm
How
just gonna
is?
open some beers because
Yeah,
why
let's
not?
get weird with
Start
it.
passing
Here,
around. Let's
just
try them
take
out.
a whole one.
Yeah,
How's the
I love it.
tap room
Let's do
coming
it.
along at Due South?
Oh,
I
that's-
saw a
the
photo.
tap room is phenomenal. We've got
You have an opening date yet?
no opening dates.
so-
We're looking at like very beginning of January, hopefully.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be about a 4,000 square foot under air conditioning, which is what everyone's really excited about.
Yeah.
New tap room, about 20, I think like 24 taps or so, yet to be exactly determined inside.
Okay.
It's going to be really awesome.
I feel
Fantastic.
like, I feel like we need to, like, I don't know, do like a toast to the man who brought the beer.
There we go. There you.
Ryan?
Doug.
Doug, to Doug. To Doug.
Or Ryan or whoever. To everyone. To Jason. To Virginia. To
Thank
Kevin.
you.
To my man
to
Doug.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan.
Cheers, Ryan. So sorry.
Half time he doesn't know my name. Don't take it personal.
Names aren't my thing.
No, neither is speaking. So it's kind of weird how he's on
At
the
least
radio.
drinking's your thing. So.
Wow, man. I'll get a couple drinks in her, and she's extra zingy.
This is one of my favorites right here.
This is
Category.
great.
This one I drink IPA wise. You got the three. Now the Category 4 doesn't come out often, does it?
It does not come out often. That's a red IPA that we do
Yeah.
once a year or so,
Yeah.
just as a tease for everyone, because a lot of people really like it, and we like to tease.
Another hard hitting question for you, Doug.
Yes.
Citrified.
Yes.
Is-
Citrified.
Is it out everywhere going on right now? Because the Whole Foods where I normally make my beer runs has not had it the last 3 times, and I'm worried and I'm upset. And I
it's-
wanted to let you know because you
Which
need-
Whole Foods is that? Because we can
it's
fix that.
the one there by the outlets.
Oh, the
Can you
one right
please-
there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Can you please fix that?
Absolutely.
out, call 'em
Citrified, and honestly, that's what pretty much when we're done for the day, that's what everyone gets, a tall glass of Citrified. It's a
It's amazing.
easy
It-
drinking pale ale full
Honestly,
of citral hops. Oh, it's
You can, and I say you could drink the beer working out. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I could replace water. It's so refreshing.
What's
it's
the
so
percentage
amazing.
on that?
5.1, so just over 5. It's,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
It is. It's good. Yeah, you can just sit and you can. That's the one if you're going like tailgating and you're like, okay, I want a 6-pack. You're going to take
Yeah.
the Citrified with
That's
you.
a breakfast beer.
That is the breakfast beer. It's the sporting, the kind of all day, you know,
Yes.
have a 6-pack or a case. It's usually good for the whole day.
Love
yeah.
it.
I break it
nice.
down. Tell me another thing too, and maybe I'd mentioned this to you the last time. The caramel cream ale, which I've got a ton of that Due South. That's kind of like the signature one band. You guys came out of the chute with that. It's huge. And
Yeah.
is that still the one you sell the most of? Where
It's
are you with it?
between the caramel cream and the category 3. It's
Okay.
kind of the two that, 1 month one's a little higher, the other month another one's a little higher, which is awesome to see. But yeah, caramel cream is just a phenomenal. It's really unique beer. It's something that, I mean, it's basically cream soda in a beer, to put it
Yeah.
lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It boils down to that. So that's how you get a lot of people really
This-
excited about it.
And I don't know if this is the way with every beer, but I noticed it with caramel cream. It's a different experience out of the tap than out of the can. Would you say is that my palate, or is there a truth to that at all?
Well, you're gonna have a slightly different experience from the can or the draft, especially where you go and get it. Each draft system is gonna be slightly different depending on
Yep.
how they have it set up. So that might give a little bit of, how long it is.
That's gotta
tubes and
worry you though
everything.
as a beer person, because I went to a place. I won't throw
Yeah.
I won't throw the bar under the bus right now.
Text
but
me later. We can take it.
I will. I'll let you know where it
We're
was.
always
Y'all
curious.
gotta clean y'all's lines.
Yeah.
No, I went and they have a beer system where their kegs are so far away from where their taps are and I was like the first one through, and they're like going, oh, because I'm like going, okay, I know this beer so well.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is not that beer. And this is not. She told me, she's like, yeah, well, probably what happened was it's the beer that was stuck in the lines all night,
What?
and I got that, and they poured me another one, and it was a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, you guys, that's got to be something that's got to be a big worry for you, how people present your beer. Because if that was the first time somebody ran out to have a deuce house, you're going, okay, not feeling that.
Right, exactly. So, and you kind of hit the nail on the head with that, with long draw systems like that, where it could be in a room 100 feet away, and you've got 120 feet of beer line.
Yeah.
So if they're switching kegs, especially these large bars that have
It's a large
say
bar.
50 kegs on, and it's in a small room or a large room in the back.
I'll definitely text you later. Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about, but they do have to flush out the lines. It's something that we do in our tap room, which is I always say, if you want to get that true due south experience and the freshest beer possible and know what you're getting, we clean our lines when we switch out a keg. Well, we try to keep the same beer on the same line, but if we're changing it, we'll clean out the lines between that so that we don't have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
How is Mike and Jody doing? The people who started this beer from their porch.
Yeah, Mike and Jody doing a little research there.
Someone just Googled.
Yeah,
Oh, what a
Mike and Jody are
butt
doing
kiss.
Phenomenal. They're
Good.
They're running the ship in tip top shape. It's looking good.
Because from what I hear, you guys got about 27,000 square feet in your area. Is that?
We do.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year,
Google.
the beginning of the year, we did pretty much double our space.
Very
So we
nice.
expanded out to the bay next door and just added a bunch of office and extra.
So are you still
storage space.
27,000 square feet?
Yes, we were at like 15, or I think we were at 17, whatever it was before.
Yeah, it was about 15.
We got up to about 27,000 square feet.
Okay.
So inside that, we're going to put in our 4,000, or we are putting in our 4,000 square foot tap room.
Yeah.
We've got a nice little bathroom section as well.
Will
which
we
is
still
pretty
have
cool.
cornhole indoors?
Still have cornhole.
Nice.
Still have giant Jenga.
Wow.
I love that giant Jenga, man. Sometimes I like just seeing it all fall instead of playing the game.
You just like
You
to
just
watch
set
the
it
world
up
burn.
and just knock it over.
He was that kid. You ever seen that kid, like, somebody work really hard on some kind of like big,
Right.
creation. Here comes, baby Jaybird just crashing through it.
I was not an asshole kid, only an asshole adult.
So you saved it all.
He
a
grew
year
into
later.
it.
Yeah.
I totally, yeah.
He grew into it. Yeah. All right, let me try some of the other ones. The Ginger Snap is the other one that you're going to
Let's
have.
go for that one. It's going to be a little different. Mm-hmm. So you got to be a fan of ginger.
I love ginger.
So if you love ginger, you're gonna love this one.
I'm so excited.
Pass that down.
Now, which beers are the mainstays? Which ones are the new ones, or the ones that you do? I guess because a lot of when you say breweries, they have kind of their staples, and then they have the new ones like you have the Category 4, the red IPAs. What are the ones that rotate in and out for Due South?
So the ones that you'll see all the time are going to be the caramel cream, the Category 3, the citrified, the pale ale. I'm just pouring this in a cup. It's going to be a little better experience for you.
Yeah.
The Category 5 double IPA and the citrified. And the ones that rotate is pretty much everything else.
Okay, yeah, keep it fun. And, people get excited about that if you don't know anything about the craft beer world when you guys do those releases.
Ooh.
And, it's the same thing about the McRig concept. And, so many people do that. And, people get excited because it's there for a little while.
That is yummy. Wow. Okay, so it's not just ginger. You got a sweetness in there.
Correct.
Cinnamon, vanilla. Wow. Oh, this is my new favorite beer.
Awesome. Yeah, it's unique. We experimented with using a lot more fresh ginger, so I think that kind of comes out.
I love
It
it.
does,
better.
yeah. It's really good. That's the fun thing about this beer fest we're going to have on Saturday is that you can go and you can try. You'll have some of the staples that but then you'll have like Due South coming out here and bringing some of the trick stuff that they got, and you can experience a whole bunch of new stuff. So even if you're like a diehard craft beer drinker, be like, I see the same beers all the time. You're not going to see the same ones. These are going to be different ones.
Yeah, this ginger snap we came out a couple weeks ago.
November 14th,
November 14th. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're following up on that.
Boy, somebody's a big Due South fan over here. I had no idea. It's
love
so
it.
weird. Couldn't you Google his name to get that right too?
As you were.
Ryan.
Yeah. So, Jason, you must do this to so many people that come in here and just kind of
Everyone.
rattle them and
I don't
get
think
them
he's
all
gotten
crazy.
one.
Trying to rattle you.
He's rattling himself. I think. That's what he is.
His rattle is
So-
contagious.
Yeah. No, but the ginger snap is we came out on the 14th, and it's pretty much our like December or November December holiday release, which is really cool to see out there. The Mexican standoff one is one that I'm really excited for because it's going to be the last keg in existence at the beer fest.
Oh wow,
And then he
okay.
gets it all over his laptop.
He just spilled beer on his laptop.
Let's not make a thing out of it.
He chugged
Every time.
He took the entire ginger snap down in one gulp.
He
and
did,
then
huh?
Spilled the remainder in the cup on his laptop.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I will.
Correct him now. Before it gets too far.
It's got a very fine finish, like a. Am I sensing like a coffee?
I mean, you can get some coffee notes from it. We do use some specialty malts in there, which will be some like roasted barley.
Got ya.
Not roasted barley in particular, but some some darker malts that can kind of give you a coffee.
So are you correcting him because he's wrong?
No, I mean it's not coffee per se.
Thank you.
You can get a coffee-like.
Yeah. Per se,
taste.
it's not.
So technically correct's the best kind of correct,
Correct.
right?
You're not.
Don't be a mean drunk.
I can only be me.
And the Mexican standoff, what are we going to check out on that on Saturday?
So Mexican standoff, like I was trying to say before,
You can't get anything out here.
This is going to be the last keg in existence of Mexican standoff that we're bringing out to the beer fest.
Wow.
So we've got like maybe a couple pours left at our tap room right now this week. Probably be gone by Saturday, I imagine. But Saturday will be the last time. Just pass them around like.
Wow.
Love it.
So if you like Mexican standoff, you gotta come and get it.
Don't waste them. Don't open too many. Ooh, that one's
hello.
bubbling
That
up.
is.
All right,
Oh,
all right.
yeah,
Oh,
baby.
oh, yeah.
Look at there. Look at McGee.
So what happens? I shake that in my backpack around up
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Jaybird's over there, the human vacuum to clean it up for you.
He's
So
not
don't
tits
pour from that
McGee.
one. You
He's
can-
lips McGee.
Yeah, pass that back.
You guys getting a buzz?
Not yet, no. But, I'll work on it. Now, the one thing.
He's over here chugging.
No, I
every-
am not. Fake
Don't
news.
chug that one. Just pass it.
Yeah. It's a mess.
It's a mess. You're a mess.
That's what happens all the time, I feel like.
Yeah.
Bring out beer. Gets crazy.
One thing I want to talk to you about, Doug. Last week, I took a road trip and started here and went up. And, one of my big passions and things I love is craft beer. And so people gave me some good suggestions. I went up through Savannah. Somebody said I went to Asheville. I don't know if you've ever been to Asheville, North Carolina.
I have. It's fantastic.
They say more craft beers per capita anywhere else in America. I saw that stat on the way up there. And somebody said, you got to go to a place called Wicked Weed. And so I went to Wicked Weed, and I checked out Green Man that often comes to our beer fest as well.
Yeah, Green Man. Twin Leaf is right down the street from there. Catawba is another
went there
famous
to Catawba.
one.
Yeah. Went to a
I mean,
lot
it's
of those.
all over the place.
Somebody put this map up on our Facebook page, and it was all these places that you can go if you're doing kind of like a road trip. And I went to Oscar Blues in Brevard, North Carolina on my way up there to see the Due South people. And check them out. If you were taking a beer road trip, and I know in South Florida, in fact in Boynton where you guys are, there's a beer bus. It'll take people around. You guys are starting to get a nice collection of breweries right in your area because you got Copper Point, Devour is right over there.
Nobo, which should open up this year. They're a block from us as well. So
You
there's
get-
three of us in a little cluster.
Right.
Kombucha, nonprofit kombucha, which they should be opening pretty soon for like being able to show up there. So it's almost like four little breweries right there, and Devour a little bit south. So damn good beer bus. Shout out to those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah.
They do a loop pretty much every Sunday at this point, and it's only like $5 and you can hit every brewery. And we do a $1 off your first beer if you're on the bus.
Nice.
And I
that's
think a couple
cool.
other breweries do some discounts, so it ends up being almost free to take it. It's a really awesome experience.
Top 5 breweries you would say outside of South Florida that you need to visit.
Like
Yeah,
I need to visit, or anyone
Or
needs
any
to visit.
that you would recommend. Because I have limited. Wicked Weed was a cool setup. It was really neat. I mean, how it looked. I wouldn't even actually. The Green Man was my favorite beer that I had in Nashville. Wicked Weed wasn't, but the Wicked Weed setup was pretty awesome. How they had it. It was very cool.
Yeah, that's a really neat brewery visually. Honestly, some of the kind of old school people, Sierra Nevada, and I went to the one that's out there in North Carolina.
They do have
that
one there
was
too, yeah.
Phenomenal new brewery. Kind of a classic brewery you have to hit. It's probably going to end up being a lot of these old school guys. So Dogfish Head, I mean, why not? They're the ones that actually really push the envelope on all the weird beer.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
we
So
love
that's-
weird beer.
That's on
Yeah.
the list they have. In fact, somebody came up with to hit the top 75 breweries in America, You could do it in 20 days, and they put together the map
Oh,
of
it's
exactly
with the roads you have to go around.
Yeah.
I think it just goes down to Tampa in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Cigar City is probably the one up there.
That was troublesome to me. They have that, and they have Cycle.
And Cycle. Okay.
That's the two that they listed there. In the South, all you're going to have, you got Sweetwater in Atlanta, Sweetwater 420, you probably heard of that. The Wicked Weed that I talked about in North Carolina. Then one called Westbrook, and that's in South Carolina. I don't know anything about that one. I should have gone there. Where is that? What town do you know?
Well, I don't know the town specifically, but I know the beers. Westbrook, they're I think it's called Mexican Cake. It's very similar to the Mexican Standoff. I don't want to say ours is a little better, but it's very comparable. Their Goza, it's like a sweet and sour.
Well, I don't see no Mexican Cake in here, so yours is better.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that, and you don't have to answer this, but other beer companies, there's almost like a turf war going on. You guys are talking shit about them. Maybe they're kind of trying to flex their muscle. Is there a craft beer turf war going on?
Down here or just in general? Yeah, in general, of course there's a turf war. I mean,
Down here,
yeah, I think there's...
Like someone comes up, fuck you guys. Like they're like,
no.
Are we gonna see a throwdown?
Not like gang warfare, but it's we're very we're very kind of fraternal in that way, and we help each other out a lot. We're fighting against a bigger issue than each other and our measly tiny parts of the whole beer industry. So really, the thing that we try to fight against, or not fight against, but fight for is shelf space, recognition, things like that against the big...
The craft beer world's kind of like Game of Thrones when two groups unite and they're sticking up for the whole cause.
Yeah, we're trying to...
you got that?
I'm just
I didn't
going
get
with
that
at
at
this
all.
point,
It didn't make a bit of sense to me. I did not understand
I
that
don't
at all.
watch Game of Thrones, so I think it's stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Then you should shut up.
This is when it gets fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More beer in front of you. You could always...
Yeah.
Keep chugging that Mexican
Got it right
standoff.
there.
Yeah,
It
so
got in
that's...
the back of his throat. Did you see him when he chugged the Mexican
No,
standoff?
I didn't.
It's got a little bit of the peppery
got a
in
little
it.
kick.
Yeah.
It's got a little
bit of
kick.
He wasn't
Kick.
ready
That's
for
nice.
it. He underestimated the Mexican.
Is that why you're laughing at me?
Yes, 'cause I saw your face. You're like, whoa.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I would like to see, in fact, I don't know if one exists. Do you know if there's a map of the South Florida breweries, kind of in the same way, and I'll show you kind of like what this map looks like, where you can see. Has anybody actually, because you guys actually have a lot of signs as to this brewery, this direction, and everybody seems to play off each other, because you got to realize, I think, craft beer is like about 11% of the whole U.S. market. Is it somewhere around there?
11 or 12.
Yeah.
It might be...
So, and I was reminded of just the difference because as I was doing my road trip, I was going by all these craft breweries. Nice, and some of them are like, when I went to Oscar Blues, really big in terms of craft breweries. Then I drove by a Budweiser plant, and oh my gosh, I mean, you want to talk about the difference, and it reminds you still how massive. In other places that I went, there's still, everyone's drinking Bud Light and Budweiser.
Oh, of course.
And,
I mean, you go to Publix and you see just the cooler section, the beer
Yeah.
cooler section. What is, 80% of that? It's Bud Light, Coors Light,
Yeah.
Bud, Ice House, all that kind of stuff, Natty Ice. It's that for most of it. And then you got the little craft side on the side. So
Right.
it's a bit. Now, of course, there's a place for those types of beers for sure. I mean, I've definitely gone through cases and cases of Yingling in my time to, or Ice House was what I kind of got into.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I was raised
Way
on
back
it.
in the
I was
day.
raised on it.
As a
Raised
baby.
on it.
Put it in a bottle.
Not raised, you know what I mean.
Sippy cup.
Right, yeah. There's a time and place for all that, but there's also a time and place for craft beer, for beer that has a little bit more something to it. You can't just eat, or you can't just eat fast food every day. Well, maybe some of us could.
Well, you shouldn't.
But you shouldn't.
You got to
right?
ask for more.
Ask for more. Do something a little different.
Yes, expand.
Yeah, I think we need to put together, and I love what Damn Good Beer Bus is doing.
Yeah.
They're doing some great stuff, but we need to get that everywhere.
But that's why something like the Winter Beer Fest is fantastic for someone who doesn't know anything about craft beer and has only experienced kind of the Budweiser or the
It's like a
Coors.
Walmart, super Walmart of like all the craft beers. They're there
Yeah.
in one place, and you can just go through and sample.
And sample it. It's like that's why I have a Costco membership, is to walk around on the weekends and get
Free
free
cheese.
cheese, right?
Oh, free cheese is what's up.
By the way, Costco underrated hot dogs. I don't know if you've ever had one or not. I'm not
Of
even a
course,
hot
they're
dog
like
guy.
$1.50 for a hot dog.
Let's go right
Yeah.
now.
They're delicious.
And anybody who's not a craft beer person, it lets you know too. Like, I am not a fan of like the whole realm of craft beer. Like, to me, I like ales and I like IPAs. And that's pretty much about where I hang out. Every now and then a lager. But like porters, I'm not a huge fan of, and some of the bigger, thicker kind of stuff I don't do. So
big and thick and
Yeah.
See, and that's the
porter.
thing.
Oh.
You like
Your own thing,
IPAs, you like the big and thick, you like pretty much anything over 8% alcohol. There's
Doug,
so many different.
He likes them big and thick,
big
too.
and thick, yeah.
yeah.
There's so many different styles. That's what's awesome about craft beer is that you know it's not just one size fits all. There's so many different things for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, just take some of these.
He is
Yeah.
struggling. You got to help him.
Why don't you pipe down and you worry about your beers and your little calendar over there?
Yeah. Jaybird, before we shut it down, do you have any more questions for Steve?
I was gonna go into more of the. No, I don't. I was gonna go into more of the oaky after tastings on beer, but we don't have to get into that right now. We don't have to get-
What about the Okie
Well, so I don't
after
wanna-
tastings?
I don't want to bore people with the knowledge that I have. I know you know about oaky finishes.
No, I don't, actually. That's why I was hoping you would teach me.
I thought that was a big part of the whole craft world. You want the after.
The finish?
Yes, isn't that a big part of it?
Yeah, it is. But,
Okay.
I mean, he's not aging in oak, I don't think. Are you?
No, these ones aren't aged on oak.
Okay.
So you shouldn't get any oakiness.
Kevin's the one that
Unless-
Kevin's the one that asked me a question, so it's on Kevin.
Okay.
Just say nope to oak.
What kind of music you into these days?
For me,
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm kind of a prog metal kind of guy.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I know it's not really in
We're definitely not playing that.
the realm here at this station, but
You're not a prog metal guy, Jaybird?
I am not.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that kind of music?
some Dream Theater, some Symphony X. Some I'm actually really looking forward to the Satriani concert coming up next year. Satriani and Petrucci, yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting to the whole prog nerd thing, but
Yeah, it's a whole. It's
You
all.
know
it's a
this?
whole
Its
whole
own thing, huh?
Is
Yeah.
this your nerd stuff too, or you're
I
different?
know of it. Yeah,
Okay.
I dabble in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know of it. Yeah, when Sam proficient. What are you playing over there, Jaybird?
He's trying to pull up some of the music.
The Bee Gees?
a little different.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying.
The one dude that loves to pound beer to Bee Gees.
I love it. I just like music
I
when,
know you
when
do.
we're drinking. You're not buzzed yet?
We didn't chug the Mexican standoff.
But still, though, it's still got to kick you in the
It's,
balls.
you know, it's making me. I'm having a good time.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
finding your hoppy place?
Got it on there. Yeah. By the way, for sale right now at Due South, you can get the shirt I'm wearing.
That's right.
Yeah, go check it out. They got some fine fashion wear there.
Talk about product placement. You don't get a better placement than Kevin's boobs.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, Doug, Ryan, it was nice to have you in here today. Appreciate that.
That's Bee Gees,
That
Kevin.
is our sign-off music, I guess.
No, let's keep it going.
Keep it going. It's time to go.
No, it's
Yeah.
dude, it's 11:01 a.m. if you're listening later on.
I know we have something scheduled for 11.
What do we have? Oh, shit. Do I got to be on point?
Yeah.
Oh, no. No,
Get the X him out of it.
I'd say blame me, but don't.
No.
It wouldn't have been my fault anyway.
All right, so come on out this Saturday, South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center Saturday. You've got the VIP private hour starting at noon. You'll get a whole bunch of different stuff that you're not going to get, and you'll also get in there before anybody else. So there's no lines, there's no nothing like that. You can really get serious for 1 hour. General admission goes from 1 to 4:30. Over 100 craft beers on tap, unlimited sampling. So you know, if you find something you really like, keep going back and getting as much as you can handle. So,
Please do.
yeah, absolutely. That's what
Thanks
it's
for
all
dropping your knowledge on us.
Of course. Thanks for having me out here.
Yeah.
about. Yep. PalmBeachWinterBeerFest.com is where you get the tickets. And if you want to get discounted tickets, go see Jaybird today from 5 to 6. I'm sure he's going to be doing great at BurgerFi at City Place.
Now, what kind of discount are you offering at BurgerFi?
On the tickets,
Yes.
Yeah.
How much of a discount?
there's going to be a discount, and it's going to be pretty good.
I need numbers. I mean, I'm thinking about buying tickets to this
How
show.
much will they cost?
Okay.
I know what they normally cost.
So what you can do is you can go to management and ask them, because I have no idea, because I only read what they put in front of me. They say a discount on tickets.
Actually, that's a lie. He does not read what they
I do. I try to.
It's just YouTube over here.
I try to.
Say goodbye to Bill.
Ryan, it's great to see you.
There you go. And if you want to check out Due South, they're in Boynton Beach. And like I said, they got a lot of other great breweries around there, too. You can kind of make a day of it and check out 3 or 4 breweries. But I would hang out in the new tap room
Please
in
do.
January.
Now, if they go in, can they see you, Doug, or do they have to, like, where do you normally work?
When do I work in the offices, but
offices?
if they request me by name, I can come out and say hey.
He's out there
Okay.
popping around a little bit. You'll
All
see
right.
him.
I like that.
He's very fast on his feet, though. He's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
quick, very fleet-footed.
Pop around behind all the tanks and
Yeah, he
I
does.
love it.
All right, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you on Saturday. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.